Hello YouTube, me again, and this time I am not here to tell you something related to academics or anything. I just wanted to share something which I have seen from a long time, um, but observed for a long time, but now I guess it's a nice time to talk about. So when I first got my hands on internet was when I was like 11 or 12, and that is with full internet access. uh, if you're talking about electronic devices like a laptop, I got around when I was like 6 years old or something. So when I got my hands on my own internet, unlimited access, was around 11 or 12, maybe before that, I don't know. By 11 I could tell you that I have like enough brain cells to interpret what was going on in the internet. So being 11 was like 9 years ago, and 9 years ago was like 2016 or late 2015, 2016 or something. Okay, so internet was pretty much new. People were seeing many changes, internet getting cheaper. So I thought, okay, no problem. So my first internet, you could take it as a entrance or the first checkpoint to get into the internet gateway was YouTube. Of course, it was one of the most popular ones back then. And then from YouTube I went to image boards like 4chan, and then some other image boards like 256chan, nchan, 8chan. There are many of them, and of course people have some kind of bias against 4chaners, like how are they kind of on the incel side. So incel was an insider word back then in those forums. Like there are many forums apart from these image boards, right? And this kind of lingo was exclusively for us people. And then fast forwarding to also Reddit. Of course Reddit was kind of course have on the left side of the spectrum, but back in the day it was pretty much very good as compared to now. It was pretty good back in the day, but now if we see fast forward to, I never used Twitter that much because I thought it was kind of boomer kind of a thing. Many old people use that, or politics and shit like that, so I never used Twitter. But fast forward to when Elon Musk took over, and shit happened with Twitter, right? Dorsey was the one, I guess, the CEO at that time. I don't know who the fuck was, but Elon Musk was there at that time. So this sudden surge of intermixing of 4chan lingo to Twitter spilled like plague. Like right now, if you see my feed on X, it's full of tranny mass murder edits, or like a fucking twink grifting about Nazi or something like, or the other way around, people making edits of using Tri-anime with all those ideologies which collectively lowers your IQ points. So I thought that maybe okay, it was ironical jokes, of course nobody cares about that. But when I see inside of it, people are getting retarded day by day. Average Twitter delude themselves as 150 IQ political commentator and an analyst of the whole world. He or she knows everything about every part of the world. It's just like somebody scratched the surface and then told you that these are the the constituents of this material just by seeing it. Some kind of wizardry or something, I don't know. But this kind of thing pissed me off so much. I thought maybe Twitter could be a better place. Of course, this was such a stupid thought, at least speaking now. But bro, believe me, it's one of the most stupidest shit I've ever seen. Okay, on one hand, I like every third post would be like saying slurs, and just my brain is now trained to already predict what would be the fourth post, right? Algorithm works so swiftly, so softly, so like it's so swift and accurate, like you cannot escape from it, from the Twitter hellhole. The third post you would see minus a mass murder edit, like from school shootings or minority shooting, or the other way around, because both of the extremes are doing the same thing. So it's just that it was funny when it was done in early 2020s or 2021 or 22, but stretching that shit in 2026 is I guess is just retardness. And I don't know, I don't have any words for that. And I do not have any kind of political bias or anything. I just know that if you are ironically following a Twitter grifter or any kind of people, you are a subhuman. You are qualified to be called as low IQ. There's just no point in it, because when your visual and your thinking capabilities are so much apart, when you see things like which I'm talking about, and then make your own decisions or ideologies based on that, you're just showing that you're incompetency in creating or searching more about that argument, without researching it more. It's even bad to that extent that whenever there's like a religious debate in the comment section, I saw one Muslim guy. There was arguments against his religion, and he asked Grok, and saying that at Grok refute his claims. Bro, what? So this shows that how much brain cells are we regularly losing from going to these kind of platforms. And I think it's profitable for the conglomerates, of course, for the ones who are benefiting from this, because the more the human attention given to these platforms, these forums, the attention span, as the attention span, the volume increases, of course people are going to benefit from it. Because most of the people that you're arguing from, like say for example, if I'm talking to a white supremacist and he's from Indonesia or India, or so you have to be white to be a white supremacist, right? So what is this, dude? What is this? And then I see somebody from Japan calling China is a retarded country. Bro, what kind of arguments are these? No base, no, you're not making debate like a human. It's just recycling garbage, as I would say. Recycle garbage everywhere. So these Twitter migrants, which are going to those boats like soyjack.party, it's still, I mean, of course, soyjack.party died in 2026, but in the early 2023, they have a very good policy in filtering Twitter migrants and people like these who are LARPing or grifting. And now It's just a bunch of fucking retards arguing with each other. It's a fucking cesspool. So I know it's a bit of a rant, but I go to, I went to Twitter for this exact same thing, to experience this thing, and believe me, it didn't take like more than 1 or 1.5 days that my mind was, my IQ points were degrading, steadily, like a halftime reaction in a nuclear fission. It's just on par with it. If I open my X right now, so look, third post, Goy Jew debate, endless. Okay, next another Islam or West debate. Then we have anti-Antifa edits, and then when you go to the left side, we have anti-right-wing edits. Of course, it makes sense. They're both. Then there is that shouting Rabbi, what was his name? The meme guy, Abraham Baruch or something. He's making videos of him, clip Jew or Goy thing. Yeah. So yeah, then it's the obvious UK being colonized thing. UK belongs to this shit, that thing, and then your very own Aryan exam. Though the word Aryan is from Indo-Iranian origin, still people from the master race use Aryan to define themselves. I don't know. Maybe there's just superiority. And then obvious Sam Heidi clip, and then obvious somebody yelling the N-word, and then some terrorist group watching anime. How cozy people can be after posting this shit. I mean, how can you? I don't know. Maybe it's not made for me. Of course, Twitter people are 150 IQ, 6'4" in height. So yeah, it's beyond me. Of course, Black Sun edit with the eagle, and then we have imposters between them. Somebody from Mexico posting this shit. How comfy. And then there is this old 4chan post, the recycled 4chan garbage. Recycled 4chan garbage that somebody, it's a image of black people protesting, no Vietnamese call me a N-word, and then there is a Vietnamese person. We don't know, of course, VPNs are allowed back in the day, but treating that person as a Vietnamese, he said the N-word just below that. So yeah, it's so funny. I'm laughing, dude. It's funny for the nth time. The N-word, yeah. Oh yeah, I say it in my dreams. And then according to the strict rule of Torah, that guy. Like, what is this, dude? Obvious Hitler edit. Like, there's no Twitter without Hitler edits, right? And then there are isolated incidents, confirmation bias along both the sides. We do know that humans are never meant to be, live peacefully. They're always gonna nitpick or try to find reason to disagree with you and fight. That's how the way it works. And here we are talking about races, so of course what how much hatred would there be between them. I don't know. And the age-old communist versus capitalism debate, it's just reform. Like this happened in 2017-18, the communist capitalism thing and all these topics, but it has now evolved. It has taken, an unfunny kind of form, which was funny in early 2021, 22, 23, but not now. It's just recycled garbage. And it's very weird to see that I didn't get a Japanese post how Japan is dying, and the person who said it was sitting in London. Bro, save your own country. What else? Some things are pretty funny, like Dr. Cumskin, per capita. These things are kind of funny, at least innovative. But still, all the giga coding shit, giga fly shit, all fucking retards. And then obvious Junko Furuta edit. Jesus, man. Back in the day, shock was a kind of attention grabbing thing, shock humor. But nowadays, shock humor make you a fucking retard. You look like I can't say it, but you look like a fucking idiot. The problem is, I can't even laugh at the thing you made, and also I can't laugh at you because I feel bad, because you should be at least 60 IQ to make these things and think that it's funny, because it shows that your insecurities are being channeled into your creation, right? So it's pretty obvious to see. Yeah. And of course, the noticing thing that the Star of David is everywhere. Everything is Jew controlled. Maybe there are some realities in it, but of course, exaggeration is the first tool in any social media platform. It's a skill set. It's a very important skill. Exaggeration, yes. Something which is not in liking with the normal or common understanding, you differ from it and you will get your reactions. That is how algorithm works. The more the clicks, the more the views, the more the interactions, the more your content will be filtered and channeled and repeated and recommended, of course, to other people. And let me see. And the gender debate. And yeah. And the unrealistic dating standards, like a man should be like above this height. Of course, it's real. This shit can be real, but we can't generalize everybody. There are more than 4 billion women, projected in another 5 years. So we can't generalize everybody. Yeah. And for the note, I'm 6'4", so yeah. And the looks maxing thing, clavicular, getting ugly day by day, or getting mocked by some random person. Yeah. And there is just this common belief that patriotism is rising in every country. Right-wingers are rising in every country. Bro, if you see on the ground, nobody gives a single shit about Twitter. Apart from some retards. Like that San Diego mosque shooter. I mean, he did a... Yeah, so, yep. And of course, a Nick Fuentes clip. Without it, nothing is like fulfilled or full. It's gonna be incomplete without him, right? Yeah, I thought I'm a researcher, so I would get a better insight here. And bro, and this kind of shit, a black woman with a Nazi flag behind her and a black sun flag behind her. Bro, why? It's an easy way to create, be a social media sensation. It's a very easy way. You can't do that in newspapers, of course. So social media is like a visual thingy, and you have music and everything, so your all those senses works in your favor to create that. So yeah, of course. So anyways, so been a long rant for Twitter. No hate against it, but it's a bit of a cesspool. If you see, like in every corner you go in Twitter, like in every sub corner in any country's Twitter or anything, it's retarded to see people how they express their arguments there. You ought to lose your IQ points. It's inevitable. Yeah. So I guess it's maybe a capitalism thing, like making people dumber and dumber by the day so they can control them easily. That's why Elon Musk did this. I don't know. Anything is possible. So anyways, see you later. Bye.